Yo, 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 it's Mr. Knight, Algebra 1. I am bringing you a fresh set of notes. This is Level 3, Graphing Linear Equations. So last week, I gave you a graph, you made the equation. This week, we're going the other way. I'm actually giving you the equation, and we're going to graph it. And we can graph it in 4 easy steps. But really, this step right here, we're going to kind of ignore. This guy is referring to number 10 and 11 down here, which we are not going over today. So let's just focus on these next 3 right here. So when you're plotting this, first thing to do is plot the y-intercept, because it's the easiest thing to start with. Once you get your y-intercept, we'll go ahead and continue with the slope. So let's look at number 1 right here, okay? Number 1, we have y equals negative x plus 3. So my y-intercept is that plus 3. So I know right off the bat my starting point is going to be right here. Okay? And then the next part of this is to actually use the slope. Use rise over run to help you generate the rest of the line. Okay? So if I have a negative in front of my x right here, what is my slope? And I'm going to ask my live audience here. What would my slope be if I just have a negative in front? What number is that in front? And you guys can skip ahead in the video if you need to. What you got? Y'all know? Y'all know? What is it, Robert?
1.
It's 1. Yeah, this is technically a negative 1 out here. So this is basically y equals negative 1 over 1x plus 3. Okay? Here's our rise over run. Okay? Now, if it's a negative, is the negative on top or the bottom? It actually doesn't matter at all. You can choose. They just both can't be negative, or else you'd have a positive 1. Okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to treat the rise as my positive, and I'm going to treat the run as my negative. So I'm going to go up 1 for my rise, and I have a negative 1 for my run, so I'm going to go to the left once, and there you go. There's my next point. But I could go the other way too. Let's say I treat the rise as negative. I'm going to go down 1. The run is positive now. I go to the right. So you really only need 2 points to make this work. But this is a good way to see, hey, my line is actually looking like it's a consistent slope. So after that, all you got to do is connect the lines. Connect the points. We are done. Okay? And that's all there is to it. Y-intercept, then your slope, then you're done. Okay? Let's look at number 2. Same idea. Well, if we have y equals 3x minus 4, my slope is 3. So I can write that as a rise or run. I could write that as 3 over 1. So I'm just going to put it over 1 like that. My y-intercept is negative 4. So I'm going to start down here at negative 4. 1, 2, 3, negative 4. And let's look at my slope to get my next point. Well, I'm going to go up 3. 1, 2, 3. And my run is 1. So I go to the right 1. And there we go. There's my second point. And then all I need to do is connect my line. Okay? That's all there is to it. You just need the 2 points to actually generate that line, and you should be good to go from there. Okay? Let's do one more to kind of illustrate this, and I'm going to give you guys a chance to do one on your own. Let's look at number 3. All right? Nice. They give us the rise over run right away. I don't have to put it over 1 or anything. And then here's my y-intercept. It's my plus 2. So I'm going to start up here at 1, 2. And now to get my next point, I do my rise over run. My rise is 2. My run is going to be 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there we go. That guy is donezo as well. All right? What I'd like you guys to do in class, the ones who are actually in class, is go ahead and I want you to try number 4. And if you're at home, go ahead, pause the video and give that one a shot as well. And go. All right, and we're back. Let's take a look at number 4. First of all, our y-intercept is plus 1. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to go up, plus 1 right here. There's my y-intercept. Now my slope is negative 3 over 4. So it's actually up to us what we want to make negative. We can make the rise negative. We can make the run negative. They just both can't be negative. We're going to call the rise to be negative, so we're going to treat this as negative 3 over positive 4. And so I'm going to start at this point. I'm going to go down 3. 1, 2, 3. And then it's a positive 4 for my run, so I'm going to go to the right in the positive x direction. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there we go. Now I just need the line. We are donezo. That guy is done. All right? Not too bad, not too bad. Let's look at number 7, and then I'm going to give you guys one more to try on here. So number 7, once again, it's kind of like number 1 up here a little bit. What's my slope for number 7? If there's no number out in front, what's implied? Yeah, there's a 1, right? And it's just a positive 1 over 1, so I don't have to get all complicated with the signs. Let's go ahead, let's start at our y-intercept, which is -4. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we need our slope. Well, our rise is 1 over our run is also 1, because that makes 1. And so I can go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. You can continue that on and on and on. Okay? So that's really the key idea with this one, is just make sure the slope, you realize that is a 1 in front of that x. Okay? Let's try number 9. We're going to try number 9 on our own, but before we begin, what's my y-intercept for this one? Vaughn, is there a +1 right here? No. What is it, Robert?
0.
It's 0. Yeah, there's technically nothing there, so we could treat that as +0. Give that one a go and see what you come up with. And go. All right, and we're back. Let's look at number 9. Exactly, our 0 represents our y-intercept, so we're going to start right here with the y-intercept of 0. And we just have a slope of 4, but just like we did with number 2, I could put that whole number over 1. So now I have a rise over run again, which is sweet. That's what we need for slope. So I'm going to rise up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to go over to the right once. And there we go. That guy is officially done. All right. Sweet. So that's all there is to it for that part. Let's go ahead. Let's flip our page to the next one. Let's continue on. Because we have special cases. Ooh. Vertical and horizontal lines. We kind of touched on this stuff a little tiny bit on Thursday, but let's formally look at it, okay? So if we have a vertical line, there's a way to write it. All you have to do for its equation, let's hold off on it for a little bit, actually. Let's look at horizontal lines. Because horizontal lines actually look like y equals mx plus b, kinda. So we know the equation of the line, and you don't have to write this at the top, but I just want to illustrate this a little bit. We know a line equation is y equals mx plus b, right? Well, what is the slope of a horizontal line? Let me ask you guys, what is the slope of a horizontal line? Yeah, Robert, you're holding up a 0. That's because it is. That's the slope. So if I were to make the equation of this line, it would be like y equals 0x plus whatever the y-intercept is. Well, looking at this line right here, what is this y-intercept? Well, that guy right there, that's -1 right there. So this would be 0x minus 1. Okay, well, what is 0 times anything? Well, 0 times anything is 0. So 0 times x is still 0. So y equals 0 minus 1. So y equals -1. That's kind of weird. So for this case, y equals -1. And in fact, all of our horizontal lines can be written in that form, where a just represents the y-intercept. That's it. Okay? It's just y equals whatever this is right here. Okay? So using that fact, let's take a quick look at number 2, and then we'll come back up here to look at the vertical lines. Number 2, the y-intercept of this is 3. So the equation of our line is y equals 3. And that guy's done. Okay. So now for these ones, we're kind of going the other way. Now we're just getting the equation again, but they shouldn't be too bad. Let's look at vertical lines, because they're a little different, right? Well, for a vertical line, what would that slope be for a vertical line? It's not 0. What do we call that? We call that undefined, right? And so if I were to try to do the equation of this guy, y equals m is undefined times x plus b. That's super whack. That's really weird, okay? Let's make it a lot simpler. For a vertical line, it's written in the form of x equals a, where a represents the line's x-intercept, right? Because it doesn't even have a y-intercept. It's not crossing the y-axis. So it's just x equals whatever this x-intercept is. So we come over here, 1, 2, 3. And so for this guy, x equals 3, where it crosses the x-axis. And that's it for both of those cases. Having that in mind, if we look at number 1, well, the x-intercept looks like it occurs at x is negative 2 right here. So the equation of our line is x equals negative 2. And that guy's done. All right. So not too bad. So what I'd like us to do in class, I want us to look at number 3 and number 4 and try to get the equations of those lines and go. And we are back. All right, let's look at number 3. Let's look at number 4. Number 3, well, our line is down here. It's kind of hiding from us. But that is a horizontal line. So I know it's going to be y equals, well, whatever this y-intercept is. So if I come down here, this is negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So y equals negative 5. And that is all gravy. All right, let's look at number 4. Again, we have a vertical line this time, so it's x equals, and then whatever our x-intercept happens to be. So I come over here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And there's one more I just want to look at. We don't have to do it like separately, because I want to kind of take a look at this guy. It's kind of hiding. Number 5, this guy. There is a vertical line. It's right here, and it's going smack dab the middle. Okay. This one's really easy to miss. But again, we know it's a vertical line. So it's x equals whatever the x-intercept is. Well, the x-intercept is, well, if we're not moving, it's just at 0. So x equals 0. So technically, it has a y-intercept, kinda, but it also doesn't because, well, it doesn't. It has so many y-intercepts, it's not even like a y-intercept anymore. It's got like infinite y-intercepts. So it's still of this form. It's a vertical line. It's x equals whatever that x-intercept happens to be. Okay, let's go ahead and turn our page. We're on the back. We're at the last page. And now this is actually graphing vertical and horizontal lines. So we're going to try number 7 and 8 together, and I'll give you a chance to do 9 and 10, and then we're going to call it a day. Okay. So number 7, y equals negative 5, right off the bat. I know that is a horizontal line, and it's at negative 5. So these are kind of hard to see. So kind of, put your reading glasses on and really take a gander. Negative 5 is going to be down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And of course, that is supposed to be a horizontal line. So we're going to go like this. Okay. That baby's done. Let's try number 8. X equals. It's a vertical line. Okay, and it's x equals negative 1. So I'm going to go over to negative 1 for the x right here. And then boom, I know it's a vertical line, so it's going to go up and down. All right. To end class, well, for the notes that is, I would like you guys to try number 9 and 10 on your own. And pause the video if you're at home, give them a shot. Go. And we're back. You guys like that move? All right, number 9, x equals 3. So 3 is where my x-intercept is. So I'm going to come over here on the x-axis to 3, 1, 2, 3. And I know it's x equals. So there's going to be a vertical line going through there. That guy is done. Number 10, last but not least, y equals 8. 8 is my y-intercept. And y equals lets me know it's a horizontal line. So I'm going to come up here to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I need a horizontal line going through there. And I am finished. All right. Good luck on your homework. This is Mr. Knight, signing off. Have a good Thanksgiving.